Hey everyone, and welcome back to my completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with the SCS mod. And it's time to finish this. So, first we have the fight with Natasha on our hands, and I'm going to have a pretty specific strategy here. That is because she is a high-level invoker. That means she is loaded with damage spells, and a big variety of damage spells. Basically, she has like every elemental damage type at her disposal. She's going to have sunfires, she's going to have cone of cold, she's going to have like lightning bolts and acid arrows. So pretty much if you want to go in there, you need to be protected against all of the four elements, pretty much. Or do kind of a hybrid strategy, I guess. We're going to have Kirinai and Koran enter that room. Oh, that's not good. And we also have these guys. I don't want Natasha to like come out of that room before I'm prepared. There are like 3 hobgoblins sometimes in that room, and I guess they were there this time as well. Let's just take them from range. I really don't want Natasha to like come out of there.
I am here.
What you want? This way.
York indeed.
As good as done. What? Fine.
Yes?
Alright, I think we're cool.
I am here indeed.
So now, I just want to explain the preparations that are going to go into fighting her, because she is a very tough encounter. If you are not prepared, she's going to absolutely destroy you. So basically what we're going to do, is we're going to heal Kirinai first. And she is going to receive a potion of magic blocking. Like, you know, SCS at this point really like stops giving a damn, and you know what? So do I. So we're going to use some of our anti-magic arsenal for sure. So this potion of magic blocking, it gives you an immunity to spells of all the first 5 levels. But the downside of it is that it only lasts for 5 rounds. She's going to get that for now. So she's going to chug that soon. And now Koran, because Koran is also, first of all, a very effective attacker. Because, you know, we want Kirinai, because she's going to make use of this Dagger of Venom. Our goal is to try to poison Natasha. And now Koran, of course, is also a very effective ranged attacker. And he's kind of going to be blocking the door, so she doesn't leave the room. I'm going to give him, I think, the acid arrows. Or maybe, you know what, maybe just arrows +1 for this one encounter. And since he is a fighter thief, he is part fighter, so he can equip a large variety of different gear pieces. For example, a helmet. And we're going to basically gear him up to be immune, or almost immune to the 3 elements, except acid. He's going to be vulnerable to acid arrow, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. So he's going to get Jaheira's helmet to give him 20% resistance to everything. Then he's going to get Senashira's ring to give him further 40 to fire. Then he's going to get these boots of lightning resistance and these boots of cold, and he just might have to switch depending on what he needs. Then he is going to, let's see, yeah, I think I'm going to use a scroll of protection from electricity on him. Or actually, yeah, he's going to use that on himself. And then Jaheira is going to cast this resist fire and cold on him. But also, similarly to that potion of magic blocking, this spell is only, its duration is 1 round per level. So Jaheira is level 6 in Druid, so this is going to last for 6 rounds, and her potion, Kirinai's potion, is going to last for 5 rounds. So we don't have a lot of time to deal with Natasha. That's basically the thing. That we need to be pretty quick about the whole thing. Oh, and also I think Kirinai is going to get these boots, of course. And here we're going to buff up Koran. Alright, and now Koran is, of course, fully resistant to fire and electricity. If you actually have over 100, these damage types are going to heal you, so that's pretty nice in some situations. And then if he needs to be immune to cold for that cone of cold, he will just swap out the boots, I think, and that's going to give him 120 in cold. Alright, so I think this is as prepared as we can be here. So let's just charge in. She starts out invisible, but she's around here somewhere. And here we're going to block the door. But you also have to be really, really careful about blocking the door, because if she casts Lightning Bolt on someone blocking the door, the Lightning Bolt, of course, knowing the luck of us as players, knowing our luck, the Lightning Bolt is going to come through the door, bounce right at at our party, and just completely destroy us. So you have to be like really careful. You have to basically keep in mind so many things in this fight, although it doesn't look like it, you know. She's just going to use some damage spells in this small room, but there's so much more to think about than what it might look like on the surface. Alright, so we're going to use this potion now and go forth and try to poison her. And Koran is just going to shoot some arrows. Alright, she used her Cone of Cold, so we don't have to worry about having these boots, really. Having to switch out these boots. If she changes her her attention to Koran. So we were immune to her Sunfire. That's a level 5 spell. That's very damaging. Alright, she is poisoned. Alright, she can't do anything anymore. Alright, this... I think we're in the clear. But this fight can be so much more dangerous. She managed to renew Stone Skin, even with all this poison ticking on her, but you can see how deadly that is. Because that poison damage can stack. So she, you know, had a couple of stacks of these poisons. Look at this. Look at this. Like, I wish I could extend this chat box more. Look at this. This is why Dagger of Venom is so great, dude. But even without the Dagger of Venom, her the amount of mirror images that she had got nicely reduced by our two good attackers. And I think we would have been able to, you know, have a decent time against Natasha, even without the Dagger of Venom. But, you know, that is just an amazing item. And of course, you know, Koran, the body is still hot. You know, it's still warm. If you're so sad about this body going to waste. That's just terrible. What I'm saying. Alright, anyway, let's sort our gear a little bit so that the items go back to their rightful owners. Alright, and now Koran, pick up your stuff. Here's the doorway, dude. Alright, so of course, as usual, I hyped up this encounter, and then it turned out to be like really no problem. But that's only because you know, we were really nicely prepared against this encounter, and it just went well. You have to believe me that it can go so much worse. I also realized that I forgot to loot this room. Anyway, these, you know, SCS mage fights can go so badly. Like, Natasha can really destroy you. Even if you are protected, you know, against like 3 elements, then turns out she has like a minor sequencer with 2 acid arrows. And, or, you know, you're protected against fire and cold, so then she's going to unleash a lightning bolt that's going to bounce in a way to like hit you twice quickly and just completely destroy you. Or, you know, or she's just going to like leave that room. If you're not careful, she's going to leave the room and like go right into your party and unleash a sunfire to like own you. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong. Actually, I think you know what, very quickly, let's go back, because now we have a charge. Did we rest?
Yes?
Yeah, we have 1 charge of Algernon's cloak. I just wanted to show you this dialogue option here. If we charm her. Oh wow, she saved. Come on, dude.
Indeed.
I just want to quickly show something before we progress further. My cook saves versus breath weapon, man.
Bother and bother.
Yeah.
Never a
I really like all of you. We should have a little private shag party right here in me kitchen. She is really, really eager, dude.
Your concern?
Alright. Back to business.
Certainly.
Actually, I think I'm going to give these boots to Jahira now, so she can charge. These rooms can have some hobgobos, archers, so she can just quickly charge in
I am certain.
with her superior armor class and just make sure they don't get too many shots off.
Your concern?
You've attacked the group.
Give me your gold, if you have any gold.
Yes, certainly.
Good as
I
A
am
few more rooms and we're going to go down a level.
Yes, oh omnipresent authority.
concerned indeed.
You've as you direct.
This is pretty interesting. This seems to be like a hole in the ground that goes like deeper, but it blocks your view.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, alright, some more knob goblins.
It is done.
Quite fine.
I am here.
Yes.
Your concern? Yes, certainly.
Alright, whatever. Alright, so now we have this whole level explored. This is going to be the last room with probably another group of hobgoblins.
As you
Yeah.
direct.
And then the next level is pretty much directly Davaeorn, which is a really ridiculous fight. Especially, you know, maybe it's not that ridiculous when taken like in a vacuum, I guess, when thinking about it kind of separately. It might not be that ridiculous, but you also have to consider the point in the game that we're at, where we still don't have like a lot of the tools or like higher level gear. Well, we have a lot of gear, but for example, you know, we just got the scrolls. Oh wow. I was about to say what scrolls we got, and I realized that we didn't loot Natasha. What the hell am I doing? You were probably screaming at me in front of your monitors like, what are you doing, dude? We need to loot her, of course. And I was about to say which scrolls we got because she has Scroll of Slow. Very important one. So only now, only in these mines, we got access to the Scrolls of Haste and the Scroll of Slow. Very good level 3 spells. But, you know, we don't have like Minor Globe of Invulnerability, for example, on our mage, which would be really helpful against some of these fights. Or, you know, some other tools we still don't have. We still don't have access to a lot of stuff. So, Davaeorn's fight I consider to be like one of the most difficult in the whole game, in the whole Baldur's Gate 1 with SCS. It's just ridiculous. Now, who can take these? I guess no one, huh? Completely stuck when it comes to my inventory space. Anyway, we have to rest here once to reload our spells before Dave. And I think I'm going to get rid of that entangle finally, because I don't think there's any other fight in the game that I'm going to use that for. Let's get one more heal. I think 2 blesses are enough. And heals are going to give us just a little bit more healing power on rest. And a little bit more longevity. Generally, like as a general remark when it comes to heals, I feel like many people coming into Baldur's Gate from different RPGs, where, you know, the job of a cleric or a priest is to primarily heal in combat, heal his other party members. This doesn't really work like that in Baldur's Gate, because healing spells generally don't heal for that much, first of all. They have pretty long casting times, and they have this touch range on them, so that the healer has to be directly next to the person they want to heal. And generally, it's when it comes to level 1, it's not that big of a deal. That's why I'm using level 1 heals. It's still, you know, 8 hit points for a level 1 spell. But when it comes to like higher level spells, for example, when we take Cleric, you can either get this Cure Medium Wounds to have a heal for 14 points, for 14 HP, or you can have all these amazing spells that will save you way more than 14 damage that you would have to, you know, out heal. Like for example, especially in Baldur's Gate 2 when you're at higher level and you can get like these proper skeleton warriors, like that kind of a skeleton warrior is going to save you way more than 14 HP that you would have to out heal. Alright, anyway. Jaheira is going to have invisibility purged, and now the major decision is this, whether Imoen should have this detect illusion to dispel Davaeorn's mirror images so that we can go for the kill maybe at an opportune moment, or if we should go for spell thrust. But spell thrust is going to require the dispelling of his improved invisibility, whereas detect illusion doesn't require that. And how the fight is going to go, I think his minor globe is just going to... It's going to be such a long fight that his minor globe is going to just run out anyway. I think I might stay with detect illusion, to be honest. Alright, let's attempt to rest here once.
What area need?
Another banter by Koran. How hard can it be? What can go wrong? Yeah, how hard can it be? Like, famous last words. Well, let's go with this one. Let's indulge a little bit. Let's enable him. Enable his fantasies. Oh, this is a nice reference to kind of fitting for us. We're going to know more about ourselves, of course, in the main story. I'm going to have some answers. Yeah, you have the most strange visions and dreams. Alright, let's attempt to rest here. We can of course get ambushed by like guards and stuff. I generally don't like playing, I don't like really resting in dungeons and stuff, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I think there was a banter that was supposed to happen, but since he has Sanctuary, it couldn't trigger.
What now? Need your bundle
Alright.
pressed?
Let's do some heals. We need to be absolutely at our best when it comes to the upcoming fight. Oh boy. Davaeorn with SCS. That is a fight that I don't really like all that much. It has some cool ideas, but at the same time, it's kind of... I feel like some of the design choices in that fight weren't the greatest. And I'm going to explain once we talk in details. So here's his private guard, I guess. You can't fool him. Like, we want to see the master of the mine. Dave doesn't like unexpected guests. And we have to fight. And I'm going to keep Senashira a little bit. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to avoid. Just keep Senashira out. We're going to buff up Senashira, I think, in a second. Now there are 2 containers to unlock, and there's a secret passage to Davaeorn's lair.
This would be a good place for a hang.
Great peril yields great beauty. Tis just like the tunnels of my old clan.
Yeah, these are the tunnels of your old clan, dude. The inventory space. This is the first time in our playthrough, I think, that we're really tight on our inventory space. Anyway, now the thing is this. We can enter, like, open this passage. There's like 5 traps on the way, and Dave is here. And now, the differences between SCS and normal Baldur's Gate. First of all, normally he's going to have 2 battle horror like additional guards, I guess. Normally in the classic Baldur's Gate, they would spawn if you triggered a trap here. The traps would spawn them, but SCS makes them spawn regardless. They are just there, regardless of the traps. And now the second difference is that after a little while, guards are going to start showing up from this passage in groups of 4, I think. 2 melee guards, these Iron Throne, like pretty tough guards, and 2 Black Talon Elite Archers. So they're just going to keep coming, trying to aid Dave. And then at the beginning of the game, Davaeorn is also going to unleash a spell, a minor sequencer with Web and Stinking Cloud in this passage to kind of block it off. And basically my problem with this fight, I think, are the teleport spots from his Dimension Door, because what he can do is, aside from casting his 1 spell per round, he can also Dimension Door into a couple of spots. One of them is a room here, another one is a room here, one of them is a room in the back, and he can also teleport here. And that's kind of the problem, because if the fight works out, it's kind of luck-based if you want to go with a certain strategy. That's why I'm going to go with a different one. But anyway, kind of like once you disarm these traps and you trigger the conversation with him and he unleashes the sequencer, kind of a natural reaction is to retreat to this room. And then the battle horrors are going to charge in, and you kind of, deal with the battle horrors here. By the time you're done with them, some of the guards are going to start streaming in, I think. So you start dealing with them, and then this sequencer, just runs out. The Web and Stinking Cloud just go away after like 10 rounds, or however long they say. I think every cloud spell stays for 10 rounds. Anyway, so they dissipate, and then you can kind of go in and deal with Dave. And if the fight works out that way, it's pretty cool, I guess. But the problem is that he can teleport directly into you here and like unleash a Sunfire or a Lightning Bolt or something and just completely destroy you when you're all bunched up here. So basically, we're going to have some special tactics, and I'm a little afraid to like disarm this trap because it can trigger Dave. Okay, it didn't. Right, that's what I wanted to have. I wanted to have this like clear situation here. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we stop carrying as well. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to give Koran a protection from magic scroll. Yep, this is one of the fights where it's absolutely not a waste. It's just a great idea to use this. We're going to also give him acid arrows, and we're going to give Imoen. Alright, she has ice arrows. Alright, that's nice. And now we're going to buff up with some longer lasting scrolls. We're going to use our strength scrolls so that Imoen can buff up Jaheira
You're a queer fellow.
with that. And she can buff Yeslik with that. So now Jaheira has 18 strength with 50 exceptional strength. Or 18, 50. I think it was a slip of the tongue there. She normally has 15. And it's the same for Yeslik now. So they give a little boost to their Thacoan damage compared to 15. Alright, now we're going to use some scrolls of invisibility. Because basically how I'm going to deal with this situation where well, first, let me explain one thing. Basically, how it's going to go is we're going to have Koran with this protection from magic scroll active, and it's going to make him immune to everything, immune to all magic. He's going to charge in, and he's going to pretty much like pressure Dave, shooting him and just following him whenever he teleports. And the rest of our party is going to be invisible. And a cheesy way that you can do it is to basically have like a good fighter solo Dave with protection of magic, and then you place your invisible party members, like creating a wall here to block the stream of guards, but that's really cheesy and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to only go invisible up to a certain point. Basically we're going to wait here, invisible, actually in this room, and only Senashira is going to be here. And if he happens to teleport into this room, we're going to go Senashira is going to attack first, so he's going to probably cast the spell at her, and she will be able to take it, because she is going to be buffed up. And our whole rest of the party is going to use ranged attacks on him from here, and that should probably reduce the amount of his mirror images and maybe even deal some damage to him. Actually, we want him to teleport here, pretty much, in this scenario, in our strategy. But even if he doesn't, we're just going to wait here in hiding. And then the battle horrors, depending where you go with Koran, They basically have it in their AI to arrive at this room if they don't have like anyone in their immediate vision to attack, pretty much. So we might just move Koran in such a way so that the battle horrors approach here and we can deal with them, and then by that time the guards should start streaming in, so we're going to be dealing with the guards, and then we're going to just kind of, you know, wait for this for this sequencer to dissipate that stinking cloud and web. Anyway, it's probably going to be better explained once everything's going on. So let's just use some... I don't think we need remove fear at all. Davaeorn, I think, is also an invoker, so he has primarily damaging spells. Also, a little bit of information is that he actually has 70% resistance to fire and electricity. So that's why we have acid and cold arrows. Unfortunately, our bullets here are electricity and... oh yeah, we have ice bullets, so we're going to load Jaheira with ice bullets. And, or maybe actually Yeslik. And then we're gonna have Jaheira use maybe just these bullets +1. Alright, so let's have a little bit longer lasting buffs applied.
Yes?
And Senashira is going to buff up with one of these potions of invulnerability. We have 10 of them, which is really nice. Those are amazing potions. First of all, base armor class 0, which is for a Kansai with her bonuses from dexterity, and for her other gears I think she's going to go down to like -8 or something, which is a very good armor class value for Baldur's Gate 1, and then +5 to saving throws, which is great, and it lasts for an hour, so 5 minutes of real time. We can actually use that right now. Yeah, -8 armor class, and her saving throws, like save versus spell, is 5. Pretty nice. And these saves are like 2 and 3. Jeez. That's great. Alright, let's also... this is probably not going to come into play, but just because we can do that. We can give bark skin to Kirinai. I should have used that last, really. Okay, you don't really have anything else to do, Yeslik. Actually, we can start making people invisible. So make yourself invisible. Oh, actually, you know what? Make Jaheira invisible. Alright, so now she has bark skin. All of these buffs are pretty short duration, so they're probably going to run out before they really come into play, but, you know, just in case. If Davaeorn, like, his first teleport goes here or something like that, all of this might come in handy. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to send in Koran with that protection from magic, also because he can make his armor class a pretty decent one against these battle horrors, who are inevitably going to attack him. So he can wear the Ankeg plate mail, which is pretty nice, and I'm going to give him this slashing AC belt because the battle horrors have like flame swords, and they actually have really good THAC0 and really good armor class, so they are very tough attackers. But with this armor class, he should be able to withstand, you know, they should be able to like miss some of their attacks. Alright, and then we're going to use 3 potions of invisibility. One is going to go to Senashira, one is going to go to Jaheira, and one of them... no, Jaheira is already invisible. One of them is going to go to Imoen. Right, so you can drink one. Yeslik can drink his, and then Imoen can drink her potion. Oh, and also Koran is going to get the boots of speed, of course. And Senashira is going to get the electricity boots, I think. And Senashira is going to stay here. Everyone else is going to go as far away with their ranged weapons prepared. So like I said, in case Dave teleports here, they can damage him with their ranged weapons. Senashira is going to stay here and probably soak a lightning bolt or something. And now we can use that protection from magic scroll on Koran and just go in.
So, the stoic adventurers have found their way down to my lair.
Down to my lair. Yeah, I would ask for your names, but I care little to become acquainted with the dead. Pretty cool line. And of course, Yeslik interjects here, although he's invisible on the other side of the whole area. But yeah, prepare for the abyss, Dave. Alright, prepare to die. So, here are the two battle horrors. They're immune to missile damage, by the way, so you can't really take them from range, but they are not immune to spells, and they are not immune to fire, so we might probably use some Aghanazar Scorchers on them once they go into that room, and we're out of our invisibility. So he unleashes that minor sequencer with Web and Stinking Cloud to pretty much this passage, blocking off the entrance, pretty much to this whole section. Alright, and he uses Dimension Door, and he's there. He actually got 6 acid damage throughout all of his mirror images. So we just chase him. We're going to have to micro Koran a little bit. I'm not going to do anything against these battle horrors just yet, I think. We'll see when Dave teleports. Alright, he teleported in there. Alright, so go Senashira. And go Koran. Oh, he actually used a healing potion, so he can't cast a spell. And now we're going to just send everyone after him. This might be actually pretty good. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. This might be the easiest Davaeorn fight I've ever had. Alright, he used Fireball, and Senashira was only 40% resistant. I guess her resist fire and cold ran out. So we're going to use a potion immediately. Keep attacking. He's actually injured. Ah. Yes! Oh, yes! He died already. Holy shit. That was the easiest Dave fight I've ever had, dude. Oh my god. And he actually killed one of the battle horrors with his Sunfire. Or his Fireball, actually. I think. Because this battle horror here died. Oh my god. This was so much easier. So I spent like 10 minutes. Oh no, they just die. Ah, that's a little bit of a shame because they are worth 4,000 experience each. And we haven't even witnessed the guards or anything. Oh my god, so I spent like 10 minutes hyping him up like crazy, right? And then he just does exactly what like happens like 1 in 10 attempts, I guess, where, you know, basically his mistake was that after teleporting, he chugged a potion, which made him unable to cast a spell, and then, instead of teleporting out, he also casted Fireball, and then wanted to teleport out, and as you can see, the Dimension Door was already going off, and he was almost at another spot, but our range damage just caught up with him and killed him. Oh my god, that was so lucky, dude. And I actually wanted to show you the fight as it's properly meant to be done, you know, with this protection from magic. You know, we would normally, as you could see, the battle horrors were already here, and if Dave decided to teleport to this room or back there, you know, we would basically chase him with Koran and apply some pressure to him, but then we would deal with the battle horrors here with our party, and like I said, we would use melee, and that's why Senashira had this, well, one of the reasons that we buffed her up with the Potion of Invulnerability was that she could become a tank for these battle horrors and these streaming guards soon. And then we would use Aghanazar Scorcher from Imoen, and also melee attacks from Yeslik and Jaheira to deal with the battle horrors, and then we would hold off the stream of guards here while Koran would basically chase around Dave and apply pressure, and then when Dave decided to go here, or or after this spell sequencer dissipated, we would basically charge in. We would probably leave 1 or 2 people to kind of hold off these guards, or maybe we would use Imoen's web to cast it here so that it would slow down the stream of guards, or we could use Yeslik's Animate Dead to have a skeleton to kind of hold them off, or maybe even use the Wand of Monster Summoning to summon some creatures to like hold them off, hold the guards off. But yeah, wow.
You have dealt a great blow to the organization known as the Iron Throne, a defeat that you are certain will not be ignored. Now you must travel to the great city of Baldur's Gate, where you are certain to find the truth behind the strange plot that plagues the citizens of the Sword Coast.
Yep, So now Baldur's Gate City is available to us, and that opens up a whole lot of possibilities. It opens up great shops, it opens up great items to be found there, or to be acquired there. It opens up a lot of quests, a lot of like storylines and whatnot. Oh my god. Now the bridge to Baldur's Gate is going to be open. But anyway, just one last thing about Dave is that I almost want to like replay the whole fight, you know, because it was almost unsatisfactory, you know, defeating him this way. But that means our tactic was effective, I guess. And yeah, of course, Yeslik is very satisfied. Yeah, one line of the grudge I own the throne, but not the last, not by a long shot. Yeah, Davaeorn had masters, and those masters have an appointment with my warhammer. Or with a warhammer, I'd hate for them to miss. Yeah, and of course, the usual plot device here is that we're going to find letters from his superior, from Dave's superior, called Rieltar. Wow. I'm still like under such a strong impression how that fight went. It sometimes happens, I know that he can die here when he teleports here and we are prepared like this with an ambush pretty much, and if our attacks go well, if we get the rolls, we get the hits on him, he can die here, but it is extremely rare for him to just die like that. But like I said, you know, he basically stayed here for too long, because first he chugged the potion, and then he cast the fireball, and then he wanted to teleport out, and he just didn't manage to. But yeah, I kind of wanted to showcase the guards that keep streaming in from here, and you know, the battle horrors. They are so tough, actually, you know, they have very good taco and very good armor class, and their flaming swords deal, you know, physical and flame damage, and you know, they're pretty tough to deal with because they are completely immune to missile damage, so you have to go into melee or with spells, and that's why I had all these magic missiles prepared, and I had Agonizar's Scorcher prepared. That's a little underwhelming, I have to say, how that fight went. And you know, just so we can, because there's more to do on this whole room, so, but I've had some feedback with people that wanted me to pretty much, you know, do the loot in the same episode, I guess. So let's just at least see what Davaeorn had on him. Scroll of Grease, wow. So here we have the key to that plug on the first level to drown the mine, or to flood the whole mine. And we have 3 letters. So let's just quickly take a look at them. So those are letters from Rieltar, and basically they will describe their efforts to set up this whole base, and you know, the whole like bandits being commanded by Tazok, raiding the caravan routes and whatnot, and trying to have all the blame go into the Zentarim. So of course, feel free to pause. Yeah, this is, you know, there are of course dates here that I didn't pay attention to, but yeah, there's of course mention of Yeslik. And the third one, it also mentions Saravok again, a name that we've heard mentioned, or seen mentioned in a letter first, earlier. So yeah, basically nothing that we didn't know already, pretty much. And he also has a robe of the evil Archmagi, so you can get one for free here. He also has bracers of armor class 6, I think. Yeah, they're still worse than our robe of the good Archmagi. You can carry that, I guess, and you can carry this. Oh yeah, because, well, even if your strength spell ends, you will still be able to carry that. Anyway, we will continue exploring this level. We're going to talk with Davaeorn's apprentice here and just you know, loot the whole thing. He has a couple of chests, and there's kind of like a little treasury area, and we're going to do that in the next episode. And just so that you know our plan, well, I'm going to explain it in the next episode. But Baldur's Gate is, we're going to soon explore the main city. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.